Right. You woke up a bit early, but I'm good. How about you? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm very excited because it's time to build some coal power. Geez, you coming in hot. And we're going to do it a couple of different ways. Right, yeah, let's have a look. Oh, hold on. I need... Cold Crush, what's up? Any tips for a beginner with this game? Well, you've come to the right place. There's... Don't rush. Don't rush. Don't listen to people that... Don't fall in this trap of having to delete everything and rebuild it because you've got a new recipe or something. Morganic, has all this been running on biomass? It has. Just down there with this whole setup. But I mean, a lot of it would fill up a box and then the whole production line would stall. So then power wouldn't get used. Cold Crush, you can check out... And this playthrough is so I can update my website. I'm turning all of this into a little tutorials and things like that. Alright, so I'm going to want to build initially, let's have a look. I want 8. I think it's that's 3, 6, 9. No, okay, I can't do that. So 1, 2. My biggest advice: use stairs, lots of them. Unfortunately, can't use those stairs anymore. They're not in the game. Alright. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to build it 2 different ways. I'm going to build it with, we've already, like, you could come to this website here, called the Satisfactory Guru website, and you could go to articles, and you could go to coal, and you could go to the coal power tutorial, and man, that's going to give you the perfect way to set up coal the way it's always been done. 3 water extractors for 8 generators, if I remember correctly. But I'm going to do it a bit differently because I found different ways. I'm going to do it 2 different ways. I'm going to do 1 water extractor for 2 generators, and I'm going to do 3 water extractors. No, 1 water extractor for 3 generators. So we're going to have separate water extractors, but at different clock rates. We're going to feed them. And so that's going to be this one initially and this one initially. And the reason I'm going to do this is because when we get Mark III belts, we can upgrade it and get more. So I want 4 and 4, and so I'm going to build 8 with that setup, and this setup here, if I'm correct, will be, let's have a look. Yeah, 118. Perfect. Yeah. So 9. So that one's going to be initially 9. Yep, that's right. All right. So I want probably, I think 18 of those. And I want 1, 2, let me think. That was 9, 3, yep, 5. I think that's all I need at this point in time. So my to-do list has got those. That's the main stuff I'll need to start off with. So I think we're good. Let's put this over here. I'll hide that at the moment. We'll also need concrete, reinforced iron plate, copper sheets. We've got most of what I need. Probably just concrete. Let's do that. We'll head over and get some concrete. And we've got some coal nodes over here that I'm going to use. Give yourself a clap. Right, yeah. That's probably all I want for the time being. Let me just get my foot pedals organised. Now, of course, coal is now scannable. We've got some over there and some over there. So there should be 2 impure and 1 normal over here. So I can see some there. Here we are. There's one here. And there's one here. And we're going to build out onto the water. Well, I mean, I could do it different ways, I suppose. Alright. Oh, missed him. Got him. Alright, any more around? There's a few spiders over here, I think. Yep, let's get rid of those. It doesn't really... Well, that's right. A couple of shots will get rid of them. Oh! Wrong button. Okay. There we go. Got him. The stun ammo is so fun to use. I know, right? And it matched such a pretty effect. I was looking at the video. I was going frame by frame the other day. And there's actually this whole ice crystal that forms around whatever you're shooting. the stun ammo. Get rid of that distraction anyway. Just check. Alright, so this one will be normal. And this is impure. Perfect. Let's put a box there for a minute. Don't think I'll need pipes for a minute. Okay. We're going to start off with get rid of a couple of these. Where are we? Oh, I've got concrete now. Oh, I might use concrete here. So you can obviously, as you unlock items in the Awesome Shop, they can be appearing here in filters. Like you can have no filter and you can see all of the different foundation types, or you can just select the specific one. So they can actually be hidden without actually realizing it. I like to stick to the particular foundation type I'm using and switch around as I need it. Dear Glad, I love this part of the playthrough. Coal power always feels like an endless source of power after using biomass burners. It does, doesn't it? Dear Glad. Build menu filters. Oh yeah, let's do it. Right, so I'm going to start off with 4 meter foundations, and I'm going to also snap to the grid and zoop. And I think let's have a look. No. I don't think there's water here. Right, wait, let's have a look. Okay, that's deep enough for a... Nice, that's good. And I think we'll do it that side. Now I'm going to do... Actually, I might do it this side. Put water extractors on this side and generators... Oh no, actually. I'm going to put down a miner first. Let's go with a... We'll build 3 of them. And we'll build our miner, because I just want to get an idea of where it sits. See, I might it's going to be both sides. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of something. Well, think yeah. All right. So what we're going to do is coal generators on this side. Be careful not to block your resource nodes. That would be a minor inconvenience. Nice, Morgandy. I like it. So here's a coal generator. We're going to have a quick look at it first, just so I can explain how they work.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
No way. Burn indeed. Right, so a coal generator, it's got a conveyor belt input, but it also has pipe input. So pipe input, now by default, it's going to require 45 water per minute, and coal is, let's have a look at my spreadsheet here. I've got a list of power fuels. Here we go. So coal needs 15 per minute. Sponger, hello, welcome. And also there's other things like compacted coal can also be burnt in a generator, and petroleum fuel coke, and they have different burn rates, but we're just focusing on coal. It requires 15 per minute. However, we also need the water. So I'm going to go back to my coal power sheet. Yeah. So by default, it needs 45 per minute. So if you do some maths and Morgantic, thanks for that clip. If you do some maths, you would need, so you would have 45 per minute times I've got to work out how to explain this properly. Okay, that's the, when we look at water extractors, a water extractor here has a default output rate.
That may indeed be water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
Ada's really helpful today. So these will output 120 per minute. And if you were to overclock it, you can get up to 300 per minute output. Now also, if you have a look here at our logistics, our pipes will support Mark 1 pipes 300 per minute. So the max water you could put through a pipe is 300. Now there are a few different things with the, I'm not going to go into it in detail here, but the standard 8 coal generators and 3 water extractors, if you do 3 water extractors, 120 times 3, that's 360. That's more than what a Mark 1 pipe can do, but the way you lay it out, it all balances out. However, it gets complicated and a little bit frustrating. Also, if you had 8 coal generators, so if you had, and that 360 per minute, so 3 water extractors, divide that by 45, that gives the 8, because each coal generator requires 45 water, so you could have 8 coal generators off that. And if you had 8 generators, that would require 120 coal per minute, which is great because that's the speed of a Mark II belt. So that is actually a good optimal usage scenario off the belt, off the belt. I have a different way of doing it. I find it a little bit less complicated. When I was talking before, if I talk about the coal generator, if I was to have, let me get this right. If I clock this at 125%, that will require 56 water per minute, and I don't know if it'll tell me the burn rate. The coal I will need is 18.75. Now I can do with, this is 2 generators per machine, so the water I need 56 times 2, that's 112. So straight away, when we talked earlier before, these output 120. So I could underclock this a bit, and I've got 1 water extractor that will feed 2 coal generators, which is a lot simpler in terms of the piping required. You just are going to split it into 2. The other option we've got, which I'll also set up, is if I set my generators to underclock them to 88%, then I'll only require 40 water per minute. And 40 water per minute, if I had 3, that's 120. So without doing anything, I can have 3 coal generators just off 1 water extractor. And it's really simple. And that way, you just a simple 3-way split, and it makes the logistics a bit easier in my head. Now, it also will help in a bit later with when you get faster belt speeds and some other things we'll do, and I'm going to go back to that later. But what I'm trying to focus on here in the goals I'm going through is that I only have Mark II belts. So I don't want to try and plan something out to run faster than a Mark II belt. And questions you might have, like, why would you underclock a coal generator? You're only going to make 66 megawatts of power as opposed to a standard coal generator will make 75 megawatts of power. Aren't you losing it? Well, yes and no. You could. There is no loss. Like, it's just a simple 1-to-1 rate. It doesn't matter if you overclock this to 250%. It's going to generate the same amount of power because you're always going to feed it the equivalent. The coal has a burn rate per second, per kilojoule, or however they say it. But yeah, some questions here, Jake. Good day. The water is lower, it seems. Just be careful. Absolutely, Jake. I have a principle to have 180 water extractor for each 4 coal generators. That's another way of doing it, Jake. Yep. Interesting, but it has a higher power shards consumption then. Yeah, but power shards are easy to find. And, like, there's no real shortage of them. But with what I'm doing here, in this scenario right now, if I underclock this, then I'm not using power shards. And if I and this one will be running at 100%, so there's no power shards required there. And the same with this one here. I was making this 125%. So yes, I am using a power shard, but it's not really a lot, to be honest. Yeah, that's just different. I'm just showing different ways it can be done. I do like these ways. I find it simple, and but that's enough talking. Let's actually eat a mushroom and lay it all out, and we'll see how we can make it. So we're going to start off with, of course, the other thing to keep in mind, which we had come across with the assembler, was 2 inputs on a machine means that you need to think about different heights of belts and pipes to get your product coming in. Now, I like to be able to run under things. I've got a bit annoyed in the past where I have to jump over things to get inside machines. So I try to have everything set up so I can run under it. So that would mean the output of this would be a certain height, and the same with the pipes. The pipeline supports, they too can be coming out at different, you can run your pipes at different heights. So we're going to build a few of these. Now in this case, because these are, let's have a look. This is an impure node, and it's going to give me straight away, we're going to get 75 per minute out of the impure node. And if we did our maths before, where I was going to need, so I'm going to get 75, and I'm going to 18.75 is what each of these coal generators will require. That's 4 exact coal generators that I'm going to get out of that. And because I have another impure node back here, we will run another set identically. I'll run, those will be done with the other, I'm going to do one set with the, I'm going to do these 2 sets with the impure nodes, and the other one on the normal node, I'm going to set that at the 88% underclocked. So we've got 2 examples here. One example setup is going to be running overclocked, and another one is going to be running underclocked. So with that running there, we will get 75 per minute out of that. Now, if we go to if we think about I like to myself, I like to load balance as opposed to manifolds. So I need to allow for that spacing in my layout. So when I put down a coal generator, and now's a good time also to talk about, again, hotbars. If I'm going to be building a few things like this, I might put a coal generator. I'm going to use a few of those. Actually, I'm going to put that one there, and we'll need my belts, and I think I'll need conveyor lifts. I'll probably need that one, and I might just check what I did on my other. I just need to get out of here for a sec to look at my other hotbars. So 4, 3 and 4. I need a splitter as well. So I would say, yeah, I need to put 3 and 4, and I'll put a splitter, say at 5, and maybe 6 will be that, and 7 will be that. We'll give that a go, and maybe I won't put the, well, I've got the, I'll come into the build menu to get the water extractors and the cold generators. So if I put a generator down now, I've got to think, I've got water here. So this, starting off with water is, you've obviously got to get water that's deep enough. So the closest I could put one is here. Now, obviously my extractors, my miner's here, so that might be a bit close. Remembering I'll be doing 2 generators per water extractor, but with that visualization, let's put a cold generator. I could start one could be here, maybe put that there, and then I will want a second one. I'm going to leave some space between them, so 1, 2, 3. I think I'll leave a space of 3 between them, and then so a water extractor now. What could be handy too, instead of having on a hotbar a water extractor or a cold generator, is just build one somewhere out of the way. Like I can put one there, so then whenever I need one, I just middle mouse button and bang, I've got one. I didn't need to hotbar. I've just got to turn around, look at it. Same with the generator, the cold generator. I could just put one over there, and just it becomes easy. Then you just like, oh, I need another one. Even though I could just also go, I get another one. But yeah, when you're trying out initially, instead of having to go in and out of the build menu. Now let's work out, like I said, I was going to have 4 off this. So if I had my conveyor belt, I'm going to actually make them a bit high. And they are going to be, there's going to be 2 between each machine. So I'm actually going to do over here, let's say, well, in total there's, because I'm load balancing, there's going to be 4 there's going to be 4 coal generators powered off this one coal miner initially. So I'm going to divide that into 2 sets of 2, and then 1 to divide it all out. It's just, I like load balancing, especially with coal power. If it's load balanced, you get an even distribution of resources. Morgantic, that's something that Minecraft taught me. Since you often use a variety palette of blocks, your hotbar is never enough. So especially in creative, I just lay out my blocks so I drop them when I need them. Yeah, it's a pretty cool, easy to use technique. All right, so if I have that there, that'll click to there, and I'll have a Mark 1 belt that'll go to there. And as per my build playthrough, I want to be able to support everything. Everything's got to appear to be supported. So I'm just going to stick with that. So then I would have, like I said, I had a gap of 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then again, let's just put some more foundations down quickly. And then, so just to explain what I'm doing here, I'm actually using the hologram boxes, the square bounding boxes. So starting off with, I can see they're not flush to each other. There's a gap in the middle, but I can also see they're not lined up because that horizontal line that appears, that tells me I'm lined up with the other cold generator. So at this point I could do H from a hologram to lock it, and I could nudge. Now you can see that the boxes are flush with each other. So I know I wanted to have them 3 apart. So now I can go 1, 2, 3. And this sort of stuff is very helpful with your building once you start getting onto working out where you're going to put things. So now, and then I'm going to have this one here. Caro, thanks for the lurk. And then this one is going to be here. I think. Yep. No. There. Okay, now I wanted to have this in the center, splitting out the coal, so each of those 2. So that's in the center of that. I'm just going to put a couple of foundations out so I can get a bit of a bird's eye view. So I think that's there. Would probably go. Now it's going to come back as well, but probably there. I think. Now I think I know what I've done wrong here. I'm not going to be able to get it properly in the center, and this is just an OCD thing. And the reason why is because I left a gap of 3 between the generators. So in terms of machine spacing, I could control nudge it. So this is a good example of where the half nudge comes in. So to start off with, I wanted it in that position that way. Now I can tell either way it's not right. If I hold control and go left, it's just put it right in the middle between them. And now I'll get that nice belt like so. Okay, so that's the first pair. We'll do another pair over another set of 4 in a minute. Was that right? Yeah, because there'll be... No, that's 4. That's it. There's going to be... Each one of these is 4 extractors will be off that one miner node. I'm going to have these at 125%. So I'm going to copy these settings. Well, paste just does not work well for me. There we are, worked that time. Alright. So it's automatically put the power shard in there and also set the clock rate. So that's the coal that would come in. Now, in this example, you can see that I didn't really line it up how I wanted to. ideally, like my aesthetics, I probably want it pushed out more that way. I could place it that way and then wrap it out, wrap it around, and then I will also have the hole that's going to come out here. Now this is where blueprints would be really handy. We don't have them right now, and we're going to explore them in the future. So that would go there. Can I get one closer? Now this is another thing that I need to be careful of, and it's because I nudged the splitter previously. Well, now I need to nudge the stackable conveyor pole so I can get that in there like so. So there's those sorts of downsides to doing things certain ways. That's where probably I will, in the next build, space the generators 4 apart. You nudge yourself into a corner there. Morgantic. That was a good one. So we've got the coal sorted. Now I need to get the water. And like I talked about before, it's 2 coal generators per water extractor. I want to walk under the pipe. Where are we? 7. So I will need to set it to that height.
Fix-it pipelines can contain any fluid, including the water necessary for coal-powered generators. Note: water does not flow upwards by itself. While water extractors provide some lift, to truly defy gravity, consider the use of pipeline pumps.
Pumps we'll get into later. Also, while I'm placing that pipe, it's in this orientation. You can also, we do that again. So we've got build mode auto. I was a bit off there. Where are we? Sorry. Yeah. So build mode auto R. I've got build mode 2D. I've got noodle and horizontal to vertical. So I'm going to go with noodle for this one here. Next up is, while we're talking about pipes, I'm going to get distracted here. And that distraction is the color of pipes. And you can see it's the default. It hasn't gone my green like everything else is. That's because I initially changed my factory swatch and my project assembly swatch to be those colors. But my pipeline swatch is a different color. So I'm going to change that now. And it just so happens I have a prepared color I wanted to use. And let's try, I want to go with a rusty kind of color. So this is dark burnt orange. Let's try 63006. So now you can see it's that color straight away. Yeah. So that's the default color all my pipes that I build are going to be. Let's have a think about this. So I'm going to go to noodle to there. Then I wanted to put a... now I want to split this, and that's where we have the pipeline junction. Now, these don't stack on top of each other like the other ones do, like splitters do. It's a little bit frustrating. Morgantic, are you sure rusty pipes are a good idea? I'm just going to have to find out, won't we? So what I can do, there's a couple of different methods. One method I could do is make the foundation a bit taller that it's sitting on. I think... Well, that's I think I put myself inside a foundation there. Have I? Yes, I'm in a foundation. That's not ideal. And once again, when I'm on a pipe, I can press E to rotate between the different options. Now I think this is the right height, so this was one way of getting this to the height that I wanted. And then from there I can bring that in like so. I'm pretty sure that's where I want it. Yep, through there like that. And I think, I'm not sure if that's where I want it though. I've just got to think. Aesthetically, does that look right? Let's have a look. I can't really have it any closer because it'll clip in. So that's probably where it's going to be, but it is in the middle of the generators. How did I do that, Morgantic? With skill. Clipping myself into a foundation. Are you sure rusty pipes are a good idea? Well, hopefully they won't leak. Now that we've done that, that's going to be... and what you could do at this point here is, while you've got this foundation at this height, you could go over to where you know the other one's got to be, which it's going to be, I believe, where is it? In the water. In the middle of the two generators. So it's going to be here. No, yeah, here. And now I can eat some of my mushroom and then get rid of all this now. And then I can continue my that wasn't right because look, it's not lined up. So after all of that,
buckle up, there's a raid incoming.
they are lined up. This one's not.
Thank you, the Mouse Master, for the raid of 3 viewers.
Look out, the Mouse Master's coming with a raid. Welcome. Folks, go and drop him a follow. Little love heart up there. Very simple to do. Alright, was it here? No, it's got to be on the... on that line there. That's it there. Oh, it was also lined up. Okay. How's your stream, Mouse Master? What did you get up to? So I've got my pipes in. Now I also want to have this look of things being supported. So I'm going to put these here to impersonate structural support. This is nothing to do with functionality of the coal generator. This is purely me wanting things to look nice. Both Penguin and Cobalt Core kick my mouse rear. How goes the building vibes here? Very good, thank you. We're just setting up our first coal power setup. Now, okay, so if that's the coal power coming in there, what I might do here is I'm going to change... Oh yeah, I don't think I've demonstrated this. Holding the E wheel in, the E button in, will produce a selection wheel as well. So there's a lot of stuff you can get to without actually needing to have a hotbar or go into the build menu. Alright, so do this to here, this is better. Nice. Sir, lost your voice comms. Can't hear you, the Mouse Master. There you go, Morgantic must be in your end. I can hear him just fine. Maybe try refreshing your browser, your window. Or you can take me off mute. I mean, a lot of people do like to mute, but... Alright, so the last step is the water. And the water is, I wanted a water extractor. And this one's going to be somewhere here. Now, it actually is going to line up with that pipe there. So that's very handy. Another technique you can do is, I know to start off with, I'm going to want, it's going to be roughly there. And I'm going to want to walk under it. So if I do this, like so, well, I don't even need to do it. I know that'll go to there. If I get rid of this, I get rid of this, and then I get my water extractor. I can bring it up to roughly where I think is nice. And then, and this is a thing with build mode, is it's directional. So horizontal to vertical, you can see if I put it in holographic mode, it's cutting into there. But if I build it in the opposite direction, it produces that effect. So there's a couple of different ways you can do it. But what we've done there is, what I've achieved is a not very well aligned... Oh, it must have aligned... Well, that was terrible. We're going to redo all of that, hey? How about we do it here, like so? That one. Do here. Sometimes it's good to have a visual. Well, now I can walk on it as well. And you can hold control and it will snap into location. Unfortunately, water extractors you can't nudge with them. So you kind of have to hope you're getting it right. But there we go, that looks better. And then I'm going to set this to 112.5. If my 112, if my memory serves correct, because we did. It's feeding 2, 56.25 times 2, so 112.5. Rightio. And what else? What else? What else? So let's do the other one. And so that would be very similar. We'll do the same here. Oops. Oh my. Oh. Yep. See. I've got my line there with the other water extractor, and then I press control and that's going to line up with the input. There we go. Now we need to hook up the power, and that's another good discussion point. So how do you initially power on the coal generators without power? We can use some biomass burners. I could hook into my grid up here if I wanted to. There's no reason why I couldn't do that. But you could also do a cold start. So when I look here, I'm going to need to power on these. These are going to take 20 megawatts each. It'll be a little bit less because I've underclocked it. But let's say we need 40 megawatts to turn these two water extractors on. And we'll also need, this will be starting off with, this is going to feed 4. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to need, now this doesn't update straight away. I can't remember the calculations. But let's say that's going to be, that's 20, 40, and if we allow for another 20, I think it's going to be something like 12 and a half maybe. Hold on. I know I can, that one up there is running. Let's have a look. It'll take me 2 seconds. We'll go up here. And I'll get the answer I need. So this is also on pure 16.8 megawatts. Right, so it's basically 17. So I need 20, 40, 57 megawatts roughly. So that's 2 biomass burners. Will let me get that running, and then once it's running, then we can hook it onto itself and it will look after itself. Now there are discussions to be had in a bit about what happens if your power trips. How do you get it back up again? We'll discuss that soon, but let's put in biomass burner. We'll just put in 2. These are just going to be temporary. Let's go to here. Let's put 20 in there, 20 in there. And the only thing I didn't do was some nice power. And we're going to do really nice power later. I'm going to start off with just some simple clean placement, like so. And the generators themselves say no connection. let's just see what happens if I power the miner and the 2 water extractors. So roughly there. Well, you know, it would even be better if I connected the conveyor belt from the miner. False alarm. Get ahead of myself there. I reckon I probably won't even need to do that. If I was to do, I want this to be Mark II, and we're going to have it here. That needs to be Mark II, and then that will go to there, and that Mark II to there, and that belt should already be Mark II. It's not. Perfect. Okay, now we can turn it on. Rightio, so this is going to start producing coal, which we can see on the belt. These water extractors are going to start generating water, and you can see the water's flowing here into the pipe. Now the flow indicators appear on longer sections of pipe, so these shorter ones aren't showing any flow. You can look at a pipe, it'll tell you how much is in it. And also we can see in the generator, we do have some water in at the moment, but nothing else is happening. I can see some coal starting to come down in. So we've got coal coming in, but still nothing else is happening. And that's this no connection. And that's because these power connectors at the back need to be connected to something like a power pole. You can see now that I've powered that on, we are now generating our 93 megawatts, 93.75. Now I'm just going to hook all of these up. Oh, I like that. They could be on the back. Maybe not that one. Interesting. I think we're going to go. I think we're actually going to go with a half one again. Yep. I'm thinking we might actually keep running out this way. We'll bring that other node of coal on a higher belt through here. But now we have individual power. We should hook all these up. Rightio. So now I have 375 megawatts of coal power. Now what we were saying before, if we have a look here at our biomass burners, so they're consuming 53.5 megawatts of power to generate the power. So for this setup. So what you could do is, and what is advised, is to have, instead of daisy chaining all these together, have a specific amount of coal generators dedicated to just running the water extractors and the miners. So that way, if anything goes wrong, if you trip your power circuit, then it's not going to trip the coal generators that are running, that are providing the coal to the generators and providing the water to the coal generators. So in this case, if we look at what we're going to build, I've got this other node here. I'm going to do the same again. So that would be double. So I would need 107 megawatts to set aside just for... No, sorry. Yeah, well, yeah, because it's another miner and 2 more extractors. So another 107 megawatts, a total of 107 megawatts set aside to run these 8. And each one is 93. So that's like 100 and... I'm making 93.75. So 180 would be... 2 generators would be 180 megawatts. So what I could do here is... if we get rid of this one and this one, so now we've got an isolated network just for running the power. If I was to run that to here, if I get rid of this power pole that's running the... we can actually delete these biomass burners now. I don't need them. So now there's that 53.75 megawatts. So now I have this power here I can hook up to my main grid. 187 megawatts. So let's start doing that. I'm going to run that to maybe here. I'm going to clip through in my clipping. There is no clipping there. Perfect. All right. So all I have to do is just connect it to this here, to my biomass grid. So now I've got a capacity of 1087, but that's with my biomass burners still there. But biomass burners only consume power when required. So it's the coal, all other fuel, all other power sources will first be consumed, and any extra megawatts that needs to be taken into account will be taken into account by the biofuel generators at the rate, the biomass burners at the rate required. So now we're going to do this node over here and do the same. We'll do another build, but I was going to do, yeah, another build with the same setup. So it's going to mirror this again. I'm just going to make a note here because I went through a lot of stuff then, and I'm just going to make a note of the time so I can go back and re-watch that one. That one. All right. Where are we? Let's do my. I wonder if that mushroom will get in my way. This time I'm going to space it 4 apart. You know what? If I did that and I want to no, let's just do, we'll do 4 apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think the mushroom's going to mind. Alright. Twitch is definitely being twitchy. I'm getting the welcome to chat room thing all over again. Okay. So it's going to be pairs again. Now this one I'm going to do... No, actually I'll stick to the same height. That one. There's there. And then, so now, this is still tricky because center between them is about here, I think. I'll do this. And then it's spaced here. And then you'll be here, I think. And so, and then the water ones. I want the Noodles. Best noodles in town. Okay, one of them's first two are out, or is it my last two? No. Yeah, and then I want it's going to put it in the middle. It's got to be on the line, yeah, that's right. That's like there. And then let's get on top of that pipe. That's going to go to here. Might actually do the other one first. Nope. Right here, and let's go. Now this one here. Bang. Vertical. Look, gotta go set up my new bike controller. Have fun with your Colt. Thanks very much, Morganic. Have fun with your bike controller. There. So once you set up a bit of a routine, it's not hard to get yourself in a flow, so to speak. Now I want to bring the next one along. So I'm going to do it like that. That should reach to there. Oh, it's just a little bit too long. That's alright. We'll do it to... this one. That's it. That needs to be Mark 2. That's Mark 2. Let's go with so we've got that there. I reckon if I did this one. Alright, no, we want a minor. Why don't I just pick
Buckle up, there's a raid incoming.
that one there, I think.
Thank you, Sniperman 9756 for the raid of 2 viewers.
Sniper Man coming with a raid, look out folks. Coming with that raid, Sniper Man, let's drop him a follow, it's that simple, you just click on the love heart. It's not hard to do. Have a great stream, thank you. How was your stream? So that'd be 75. And now I am wanting to actually run it at that same build height. So I'm going to go perfect. There we go. Yep. Bunch of glitches in the end, but good. Got to hit the hay, so have a great stream. No worries, I totally understand. Thanks very much for coming in. We'll chat to you later. Okay, so I reckon was right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's get this right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if I can come out of this like this. Is that right, or do I need to go higher? Oh, I missed it. Need to go higher. So that was 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Too high. 3, I think that's it there. Yep, that's it. So let's get our the ports in. I think it's there. And we just need some power. This one. Let's do that in the middle, see what happens. Right, so now there's that 110.3 megawatts. Well, actually, it'll go up more because those water extractors will be doing nothing just now. Let's make sure I've got it all set up correctly. So I need to underclock these ones. And overclock to 24. Oh yeah, so that's our production network. And this is what it costs to run it all. We've just got to wait for that coal to turn up. Let's go and have a look. And those generators will start running. While that's happening, I want to go to the toilet. I'll be back shortly. We're back. They should be working right now. I'm just going to make a note. So that took about 20 minutes to set up these extra 4. They all look to be running now. So let's have a look. We are now consuming the 107 megawatts that I thought we would from earlier for just running the coal generator setup. But our production network overall is at, we've got 1,462. If we do the maths, because we've still got the biofuel hooked up, 93.75 times 6. 562.5 is what power I have available from coal generators, and my maximum consumption with all my machines running non-stop is 1,002. So I still, even though I'm only consuming 233 right now, I still want to get to the same amount as at least what I could maximum use. So we've still got that normal node. Hey, that's slightly off the ground. That's funny. We've still got that normal node that we're going to go and hook up, and we're going to build another setup, but this time we're going to do the 3 generators per water extractor. So in this case we've got 4 water extractors powering 8 generators. Not powering, but providing the water. Now we'll go over to here and we're going to do the same again. We've got a normal node here. And we're going to head out. I think once we get over that is where we'll start it. Let's get rid of these guys. Concrete again. Might just, for the sake of being anal, I'm just going to run the same height. Yeah, we'll do here. Just foundational alignment, that's all I'm doing. Even though I'm on global grid, I just want the same height. I don't want to be off late and have to later go, oh God. Sure, we've all been there. Now that's going to straight out there. We'll go over that. That's fine. We might actually do the same. It was 5, so it's three full notches on that. So then that, from here, I might go with this. And that'll be probably go. No, let's do it here. That will be a Mark 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. Now, to make it easier for myself, that's 1, 2, 3. Let's actually, we're at right about here is kind of where I'm just plonk one of these over here. So we're all good. Water is good height there and there. I think I'm going to build that way. We'll keep the same look. Gazalanch, hello, how you going? My chat's not updating, let me refresh. Missed you by 12 minutes there, Gaz. Sorry, Gaz. Welcome to the chat room. Oh, you could have said that earlier. Right, so I actually reckon... Thought I missed the ads. Yep, no, you were spot on, mate. Nothing to do with you. That's it. Shoot that concrete. So now we're back to these ones. Yeah. And then I had this at the back. Oh, and I'm gonna do something a bit different. This setup's gonna be a little bit different in two ways. Let's first start off with our generator. I'm just gonna put one there so I can copy it if I need to. No, it must be 4. Another row of these. And then a row of these. And then this was... I'm sure it was there. And, well, probably that's where I can start. Is there enough room at the front? Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to go and have a look at the other one. Why is there an iron node a limestone node out here? Let's get rid of it. It's dirtying up the water. Talk about getting sidetracked. There's another one there. We'll do it that one later. Alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, no, it was 5. Yep, okay. I don't think I will need 5 in this setup. Yeah, actually, let's do 4. It'll help demonstrate what I'm trying to convey. so. So we're going to do a manifold. This is a perfect setup to demonstrate manifolds, and I don't like manifolds, but this is the setup for it. So let's get this laid out. So this is going to be, these coal generators are going to be at 88%. They're only making 66 megawatts. They'll consume 13.2 coal each. Now I believe it's 9 of them will give me the close to a Mark II belt. When that's all I've got right now. So we'll build 9, and each set of 3 will be powered by one water extractor. Now we're out of Mark II conveyor belts, so let's go get some. I'll probably need my my zipline tool might be handy now. I'll put it away, they have it, we go get it. Do I need any concrete? Nah, because I've still got some in the box back there. I think we've got heaps. I'll probably get some. What have we got here? I've got plenty of rods, plenty of copper sheet, plenty of paint. I think it's just. We're at cable. I've got cable and wire. Yeah, it's just reinforced iron plate. So we'll go get that. Which I believe is the next one across. It's stuck there. Yep. There we go. And I will need some more power shards, so we'll go over to the hub, and get some. How's our our solid biofuel supply is running down, but it shouldn't be using that much now. We will disconnect it once we've got all the coal power up and running. So I think I'm going to need we'll just use those last ones. We'll make 10 and that should be enough for everything that we're going to do. I might just make 5 and keep one on me. That's science. get rid of it. Oh, we'll need it. Maybe. At some point. Who knows? And we'll jump off up here. That's a nice looking coal setup. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. That'll do. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Rightio. So for the coal, we do manifold. And a manifold basically means that, and I've shown it earlier, but I haven't really demonstrated its full drawbacks, is that we're just going to put a splitter followed by a splitter followed by a splitter followed by a splitter and daisy chain them all together. Now the issue with that is each splitter gets half of what was previously sent. So this one down here is going to get not much at all. It takes ages to get them all up and running. And another building technique here though, and it's a faster one with these types of manifolds, is we can put the splitters directly onto the conveyor lifts. And I've just put them all on incorrectly. I put them all with the input facing in. So I want the input coming in from that end, and then it'll just be continuing along like this. And we'll just make it a Mark II belt all the way along. Now for the water itself, I'm still going to split that into 3. I won't do it in a manifold, it'll be from the center. And so we'll do it from this one here. So it's still very similar to the two we did before. I'm going to go to there. One. Sure they're all lined up so far, yep. And then what I'll have to do is put that 1 meter foundation so I can put the splitter above it. So it's going to be yeah. Now this is going to be a little bit off because I want to put if I put that there, right? It's too short of a belt. The other option is if I take that pole away, let's take this foundation away as well, just to remove any confusion. If I take that pole away, you can actually snap onto the end. But the annoyance of that is, which you'll see here, it's not straight aligned. I'm pretty OCD. So the only way to really do this is there's a couple of ways, is to put that where you want it to be, but this one will be out compared to the other ones. Well, yeah. Let's put this back the right way. So if I demonstrate again, I'm going to go here. Do it like that. Right, so if I was to put that one, say there, then I can connect it there, and I can connect it, but the problem now is I don't get that square look, so now I have to put that in as well. To get that square profile. So it's a kind of, it's a bit frustrating. I'm just going to put down these first. So I skip that one, I skip that one, and it goes in front of this one. I skip that one, I skip that one, and it goes in front of this one. It just depends on your play style and how finicky you're going to be. As you've seen, I am a bit finicky with what I do. So now, for me, it's all about the aesthetics. Building aesthetics are important to me. Otherwise I'll lose sleep at night. And your horizontal to vertical will give you a nice square blend on that. Right, yeah, and then we just need to put that water extractor in every third one. So once again, control, horizontal mode, nice. Didn't mean to fall off them, but seeing as we're down here, we'll do that. And then now power. We're running all of these. And also, okay, these have all got to be set up too, in terms of block rates. So I talked about these. So I was going to have 24.9, no, 74.7 water times 3. What's going on? Oh, hold on. Sorry. N. 74.7 times 3 is 224.1. Hold on. No. 39.6. I'm looking at the wrong one. So 118.8. So I'll leave this at 120. There's no real point in reducing it. Each one of these is at 88%. So we just need to go along. We'll do the power. And we'll paste the settings at the same time. Oh no. I'm not going to get it down. So I've got to make sure I don't fall off the edge. Right, I don't need that one anymore. I don't need that one. Okay, that one was 88. the one where I fell off. And this one should be on 88. Right, so we have a potential, well, we don't know until we feed it with coal. So now I just need to hook up the power and turn it all on, and we'll see. So you can see there was much faster to build that than it was to build my other one using this manifold setup. I think I'm good here. I don't think I need. No. We're going to turn it on, then I'm going to do some aesthetics. So the power here. It's good I didn't fail too much. So why is too long? So we'll go to about here. Alrighty, yeah, so we just need to provide this with power. So we need there'll be another 60 megawatts here with the overclocking of this one. And well, the three, it'd be 60, 77 or 78 megawatts in total. So we may have to actually, before we click it in, let's check that. Do I have the headroom? So I've got 80 remaining. So yes. We look at it now. Now I don't have the output hooked up to anywhere else, except just the back of all the generators. And the coal out of here should be coming at 120. Now that I've done that. So now what we're going to do is go up a ladder and watch what happens. So this is different to my last setup. The other setup was where it came in and split evenly between every machine. Whereas this one, it's going to come in and one piece is going to go into machine and one's going to go that way. Half and half, half and half. And then it's going to be the repeat again, half and half, half and half. And what you'll see is it takes a lot longer for the machines further on to get a piece of coal. Which means the generators are going to go up and down, up and down. It's going to take a long time for this to saturate. And see how we're up to the 1, 2, 3, or the 5th generator just got a piece of coal. And now the 6th generator just got a piece of coal, whereas the 1st generator has just been getting coal non-stop. So let's have a look on top. We can see the power here. The generators are going up and then they're going down because they don't have enough coal. So this one here it's got 40, 43. It's going up with coal progressively. We'll run along the back because it'll be easy to look at each machine. This one's got 16. This one's got 2. This one's got nothing. Now it's got something. So look at this really jagged power graph that's going on here. This is the downside of a manifold. It's quicker to build, but you're not going to get an even distribution of coal. And then you're going to end up with this janky power network. So what we're going to have to do is we need to wait until, if we have a look here, we need to wait until this gets to 100, because that's the stack of coal, before more is pushed down the line. So let's go and have a look. We'll go back up the ladder again. Eventually it will all be fine, but it takes a lot longer to get up to speed compared to a load balance sort of setup. So you can see there now more coal is making its way through. So there's a gap there now because the machine took a piece. So now we're going to get some more consistent coal power, but it takes a while for it to actually happen. So we'll so it's working fine, kind of. So if we'll go back down and have another look here again. Our power's getting more stable, but still it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Whereas this one here, when we look at this machine here, is just not getting enough fuel yet to maintain what's going on. So it's still taking a while, like a bit of fuel, a bit of coal's about to come in. There it is, so it got it and it's using it. So now our power generation went up, but then it's going to run out and then we're going to lose, bang, we're back down again. So we're losing power. It's going to take a bit for all of this to saturate. This one's getting a bit better. This one's got more. It looks like this one's getting more and more. So it's taking a lot longer to saturate. Rightio. So let's have a look up here again. We can get a good view. Tooth and nail, I missed the setup ratio for this coal power station was a ratio of 3 coal to 1 water. So the coal generators are underclocked to 88%, which means they consume 13.2 coal each. So for these 9, I will get 118 13.2 times 9 is 118.8 coal. So almost maxed out Mark II belt. And then each water extractor, each coal generator only needs 39.6 water. So that's 118.8 water as well. So I haven't underclocked these. I've just left these at 100% because they produce 120. R-Force, how you going? I like this setup more than the other one, but what I don't like about this setup is, well, obviously the manifold, because it takes a lot longer for a saturation to occur, and it takes a lot longer for stable power. Like when I'm looking here, well, I know once we turned on the other power coal generator setup, it was stable relatively straight away. Tooth and nail, okay. I normally be going with your one coal gen to one water pump underclocked. Yeah, that's another one I've done before, tooth and nail. And that's even better because it uses less power for the water generator, for the water extractor. It's been a while since I've done that setup, but it works quite well. Your water extractor is going to consume less power because it's underclocked. What I'm doing here is demonstrating what's good for when you first get coal power and your maximum belt speed is 120 before you get Mark III belts. This setup is a good way to optimize it, and that setup over there is another good way to optimize it. So we can see we're getting the last three just aren't running smoothly enough. Oh, the last four, even that fourth one's still not getting enough coal. It's taking us, when I started talking about this, it was 6 minutes ago, probably actually 10 minutes ago. Gotcha. So going for a difference between manifold and balanced, yeah, tooth and nail, just demonstrating different setups. And that setup over there is a bit different because with this one, it's old generators are overclocked to 125%, and then it's one water extractor per two coal generators. And the water extractors, I can't remember right now, they're underclocked a little bit. But yeah, so that's a full-on manifold. That's a full-on load balance setup, that one. One incoming belt is feeding 4 of those coal generators because they're coming from impure nodes. Looks like we're getting some coal down the end. Slowly getting more stable. But this one still has no buffer full. This one's got no buffer full yet. This one is starting to get a buffer that's filling up. This one's got 40, so it's slowly filling. So this one's got a full buffer. So this one, that one, that one. It's a good use of the dismantle tool. You can see, I can see how much coal is in each one from a distance. So we're getting there. We're going to end up with 66, 594 megawatts from this setup. It don't appear in photo mode. Interesting. We're just sort of watching this for a bit. I really want to see how long it takes for it to wind up. It's definitely going to take a while. So the same applies to your, like a production line of iron ingots or a production line of copper wire or whatever. When you have a manifold, the machines furthest from the beginning take a long time to get producing, whereas in a load balance setup, everything starts pretty much well ramping up straight away. It might take a little bit of time for every finger of that input balanced setup to start, but once it starts, it's going to get a consistent supply and continually run. And when you have this inconsistent power that goes up and down, then you can have the real issue you can have is you trip your power circuit because you run out of power. And then you got to go and deal with your power and work out what's wrong with your power. Let's have a look. We can see it's got 100. That one's got 98, so it's nearly full. That one's got 14, so that's happy now. And then these ones, I can't see probably, but this one still. As we're waiting for this one, because we're getting half of a 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 half down at this stage of the manifold. By a hammer, I think they could have reduced the manifold time drastically by doing something similar like Tectonica did and limited the machine buffer to 2 passes instead of full stacks. In this example, it will be 26 buffered in the machines instead of 100. Yeah, I do think the buffers cause an issue for a hammer, especially like when you're talking in production rates of, say, encased industrial beams. Concrete has a stack size of 500, so the machine has to, before it comes saturated, it has to fill up with 500 concrete, which can be quite a long time. With a small buffer, that could overcome a lot of this. I totally agree. There's probably a mod out there that does that. I think it'd be a good mod for the game. It'd definitely be interesting seeing playing some of those modded playthroughs. But you can see this one was 14 before, now it's 35. It's taken quite a bit of time just to get to that 35. Whereas these last 3, these are taking quite some time to get going. However, let's how much power do we now have? I'm not gonna add it to the grid until it's fully stable. So we're gonna come back. We're gonna go and unlock the next stage in the space elevator. Charles, hello, welcome. We're gonna unlock the next milestone in the hub. Look at that. Our space elevator smart plating for phase 2 is done. And that's because we just automated it early on. Once I get a nice stable amount of power, we're going to smelt. Not smelt, we're going to sink all excess. Charles, Firehammer, could you balance feed it a bit more, or is this part of the test to begin with? You know, I could definitely hand feed it, but I'm showing you the downside of something. There's definitely an upside. Right, so none of this is being used at the moment because our coal should be taking over all of the load. And Charles, I'm terrible. I usually learn them 100% by hand. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I definitely, that is something that I could have demonstrated, is by going up and hand feeding it, but you still need to go and get all of that coal beforehand as well. So I would have probably had to have been filling a box with coal first, maybe. It's a tough decision. So vehicle transport, I'm not ready for yet. I don't have it. I don't want it yet. Basic steel production, pretty sure that's what we're going to go for now. That means I will automate steel beams, steel ingots, steel pipe, and versatile frameworks before I can move on. That's what I want. Whereas, however, if I unlock Logistics Mark III first, because I'm pretty sure I've got these available to me, I get the Mark III conveyor belts. So once I start making steel beams, I can then start retroactively, I can then go and upgrade some of that coal setup. But I'd also need to unlock advanced steel production to get the more throughput of that Mark II miner. And I need to, yeah. I think though, for this purpose alone, we're going to unlock that first. Because yeah, I've got that 200 and that 200. Because part of my playthrough, which I've got some sort of guidelines there, is that once I unlock something like basic steel production, I have to automate all of these first before I can then go and unlock another tier. But if it's something that doesn't have an automatable option, like Logistics Mark III, I can unlock this tier and then go and open this milestone and then go and open another one. So we're going to do this one because this is very beneficial. Oops, sorry, wrong one. That one.
Buckle up, there's raid incoming.
Milestone reached. Improved storage containers and the conveyor belt Mark III
Thank you,
provide the
construction, for
obviously
the raid of
necessary
18
tools for
viewers.
improving your current setup. Production speed is of the essence after all. So work hard. Work as if every person you have ever or will ever love is depending solely on the choices that you make. Because they are. Warning. Fix-it psychologists recommend not dwelling on the crushing mental and physical strain of your responsibilities and simply continuing to be productive. Hard work has repeatedly proven to be the best cure for any kind of stress. Now back to work.
Thanks, Ada. And construction coming in with the raid. A raid with ads. I mean, that's what I do pre-rolls for, to try and help that. I'm sorry. But welcome. Thank you very much for bringing that raid in, construction. Folks, you should go and follow construction if you're not already. Amazing builder. You caught me just as I was unlocking a milestone. That was tier 4. Mark 3 logistics. Mark 3 logistics, I think. Yeah. Logistics Mark 3. Sorry, I'm making some notes for my tutorial series. All good, Maven. How I connected? Sorry, no worries. It's it is what it is. How is your stream anyway? What did you get up to? So the next one I want is basic steel production. So we're going to unlock that one. I need to wait 3 minutes, but we can go and get those resources, which I think I've got them all here. Working on your cyberpunk city. Excellent. That's nice to hear. Got the concrete. I need some more rotors. I've got modular frames here. Getting close to finishing a factory. Also, I'm getting close to starting a factory. Well, I'm working on a city myself here. We're making... I probably shouldn't stand here because that's going to come down in a sec, but I've got a minute 57, so it's all right. Every platform is a building with a different product. So iron ingots, iron plates, iron rods, screws, you name it, every individual thing. So we're still very early on getting all this set up. And with that there, wondering if any of this stuff's available yet. The architecture stuff. Soon. I've got to unlock steel production to get it. Fair enough. What are you going to do once you finish your factory? Start another playthrough? Or start another city as opposed to a playthrough? Comes the fix-it freighter. Oh, I need the rotors. Let's go get those. Well, I've got plenty of factories buildings going into my city, about 15 total, and I'm on number 3. Wow, okay, so it's quite a setup. That sounds pretty awesome. This is all running rather slow at the moment because we're not syncing anything, but future goal is to sync everything once I get some stable power, which we've just got coal power. Once I get some steel, I really need advanced steel production so I can get Mark III miners, but that will be coming soon. But first I have to automate everything in my steel production line. Because I have a little bit of a rule that I can't unlock another milestone until I've automated everything that's in that current milestone that I've unlocked. So we have to make steel ingots, steel rods, steel beams, steel pipes, and versatile framework before I can then go and unlock advanced steel production. Kind of just to stop me from going too fast. Before I chuck this in, I've just got to go and change batteries in my headset because my power just run out. I'll be back in 1 sec. Let's give you a... Rightio. Alright, I'm back. Firehammer, I like that rule set. To be honest, rushing through and unlocking everything without having the automation going almost seems counterproductive. It's certainly... That's what happens to me. I've done it too many times. Like, especially like you just want to get to coal power, and you get coal power going, but you still haven't got like, what is to make a coal generator, you need to have rotors. So have you got rotors automated yet? If you haven't got them automated, then it's kind of going to slow you down. And the other one was your water extractors. You're going to need, yep. So all those things. But now, time to do some more automating.
Milestone reached. Coal and iron can be combined in the foundry to start steel production. Project part number 2, the versatile framework, can only be created via automation, not at a crafting bench. Delivering these to the space elevator is essential if we are going to complete phase 2 of project assembly and save the day. Fix It and humanity is relying on you.
Well, if they're relying on me, you're in for a bit of a shock. So that's... Rightio. So with that in mind, yeah, and our foundries require modular frames, so I've got those automated. If I didn't have those automated, then I'd be like stuck again trying to make some stuff before I could actually start doing things. Firehammer, yeah, this methodology you're showing here in your series is doing a good job of Not showing all the bad habits we develop. we all do it. But I do, because otherwise you get overwhelmed too. And you finally like, okay, I finally got some Mark III, some steel beams being made, and you go, now I have to go and automate modular frames. Like it feels like you have to now go back and do all this stuff that you unlocked so long ago. So, and glad, totally agree, yeah. Well, before we progress, let's just go and check out now how I went with that. Has our coal power manifold now settled down? Can I actually hook that up to the network and be happy? Because when we left it, there were still 3 generators that had not had their buffer taken up yet. Oh, and I can also delete those temporary machines I had on the ground. So we can delete this one. This was just to allow me to copy it. So that's all running beautifully. That's load balanced. And this is manifold over here. And I can see smoke on all the machines, so we might have some stable power. So that one's got a full buffer. Full. Still, it's taken this long, and we still have 2 generators. So I started talking about this manifold setup. It was about 33 minutes ago. So it's taken 33 minutes for 7 of the 9 coal generators to become stable operational. Def Raven, wow, that coal gen there. You plan sulfur / coal gen? I'll probably won't do a compact coal setup in this playthrough. Because I'm going to do all fuel types. So apart, like, as in like fuel, turbo fuel, dilated fuel. Yeah. I was asking, that's fine. Tooth and nail, got to be honest, never thought it took that long using a manifold. Now, tooth and nail, the main probably slowness here is that this is a Mark II belt. Because when I built this setup, and this was built in mind of you've just got coal power unlocked, let's get it up and running with what we have available to us technology-wise. You could have gone and unlocked Mark III belts and unlocked steel and manually made some Mark III, and you could have had this input coming quicker. You could have Mark III all of this to make it go as quick as possible. But that's not sort of what I'm trying to demonstrate here with, I'm trying to show how you can have stable power, how you can get things running without having to manually craft, and just comparing the two. But I probably do have these ones now, because that's got 3 and 3, their buffer's not dropping below that now. So I'm going to have this is stable power now. I can add 594 megawatts to the power network. one over here. Although we might not need to. Might be able to just... I think we will. That's the maximum distance. Yeah, I don't need these. Alright, so this is infrastructure power. This is for the miners and the water extractors, so we're not going to hook up to this one. And look at that. 3 miners and 5 water extractors is consuming 179.5, and our capacity is 187, and I believe that's from 3 of my these 3, maybe 2. No, I think it's just 2. 2 of my original coal generators are dedicated. Alright, that's my main grid there. So now we can get rid of our biofuel. What have we got here? Yeah. So it's only 2 of my generators. These are overclocked to 125%, but 2 of these is powering all of those 5 water extractors and 3 miners. So let's see what happens when we disconnect the biofuel. Although I may still leave it connected, just in case. Because until I get... Because I'm about to go and make steel products, and there's a chance then I'm going to trip my power. So to disconnect all of this, I believe it's just this power cable here. So that I'm consuming 0.9 megawatts somewhere in this setup. And now our maximum consumption right now is 912 megawatts if everything starts up, and my capacity is 1,156. So I only have a buffer of about 150 megawatts. But if I was to make... yeah, because now we're up to making... So I've got those 8 and I've got 9 of these at the moment. Where was there another normal node? Because I'd sort of planned for 18. Didn't think there was. How are you tearing down the biofuel completely, or are we going to leave it to show liquid biofuel? I'm going to leave it for the old liquid biofuel, absolutely. Oh yeah, look. There was another one. All right, yeah. We're going to go and set that one up. So I'm going to set that one up as a load balanced duplicate of this setup, and then that will show how quickly I can bring that online. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to need... Let me show my... Build this 3 water extractors. I want to need 3, 9. It was 9 generators and one miner. Biohammer, almost like you planned that out. Yeah, almost. Like, spent months. I kid you not. It was that part of my spreadsheet I designed in the last week of December. And the first, yeah, it would have been the last week of December is that spreadsheet, that when I got to coal power. So it's been waiting 3 months. So I did make a few notes in there to try and help me remember. So I'm glad I did. Alright, let's get some of these. Need that. We'll need respawn repeat. I see you going green. Where's the solar and wind energy power? Don't know. We'll have to wait for them to add it to the game, hey? I've got enough rotors. Need cable. Concrete. How's it going? Going very well, thank you, Respawn. Start working on some coal power. I think I've got enough of everything. We'll get some concrete. Right. Now, just the concrete. Got enough copper sheet. What about yourself? How you going, Respawn? Coal power ain't very green. Sorry, coal power. Yeah, spell it right, thank you. Get the capitalization correct. Well, I've painted them green. The generators are green. This is modern coal power, thank you. It's much more efficient than the coal generators of yesteryear. I didn't need to pick up that one piece of grass now. I've got an inventory slot used. Right, so there's, that node there. Interesting. Hello? Anyone here? I'm going to go out through the legs. I'm okay despite having a tooth pulled out this morning. Dentist said 20 minutes. 70 minutes later, it finally came out. Root was massive long. Dentist did not have fun. But now I sound like a drunk 2-year-old when I talk, so there's that. Oh, man, I don't envy you. That's it's never fun having to deal with that. But it's done now. The pain's over, hopefully. Oh, that's perfect. Oh. Oh, you're further that way. There. That's good. I like that. I'm okay for now. Local anaesthetic is still going strong. A drunk slurred speech. When I sober up, it might be a tad uncomfortable, but I'll live. Yeah. I mean, it's worth it in the end. That's for sure. I'm kind of thinking... If the pole goes down there and I'll flip it backside on, I'll just have to change where it, once I get down. Yeah. Let's go like that. Oh, we've got the Mark III option now. But I don't have any, we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, this will be 120%. Take one back. Now we will bring down in the middle. Perfect. Radio. 1, 2, 3. Go there. And then from here, go out one of these. Yeah, that's how I want it. one's not going to be... I'm just going to deal with that for the time being. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. I'm going to go out at 5 high. So that would be from there, I think there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Would automatically be Mark 2. Yep, cool. You know, I don't think I've ever used a half foundation in this game, Firehammer. It's a new thing in 1.0 release. I really like them, but what they're lacking is everything else to be half. Where's my half foundation ramps? Yeah, anything that it lines up to, kind of missing. And respawn, I've never used a half foundation ramp. Well, that's because they don't exist. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hopefully, they wake up to that. Well, that's not. Here's a good reason to not have used one at this point. Yep. I think, to be honest, that's a lot of DLC skins and all that. Are DLC opportunities they could be taking advantage of, you know? A lot of people would pay for them. Skins and bigger types. Now we're going to run into an issue here. Crap. I need to move one across. From the Austin shop, perhaps? Yep. I don't think the half foundation variants of the other foundation types is DLC material. Yeah, it's an option. That's all I'm giving. It's they've got options for continual development of a game. Because where are they going to make their money? If you want more game updates, where are they going to make their money? And they're not going to make it from more sales of the game. DLC would be something bigger that would add a whole edition to the game, maybe with new mechanics. But like, maybe it's a DLC that has all of those things, not just that, but a whole bunch of things. But I reckon, but even without that, just skins and that sort of stuff. You could buy for $2. I want the blah blah skin or the, you know what I mean? Oh, well, that's going to cost you $2. All right. I'm giving up $2. But it'd be hard. It'd be something like how would you police it? Because if it could be unlocked in the Satisfactory calculator, then it's a whole different, yeah, it's a whole different kettle of fish at that point. Let's just go back and check to see if the buffer's full. Just trying to gauge an idea how long it took to fully saturate. Look at that. We're still... I started talking about this manifold setup 57 minutes ago. These ones are taking a hell of a long time to get that saturation. So I've got that. So what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to what I'm going to do here actually. I think I'm going to go past the mushrooms and then start. I think CSS is about $2 DLC, like I said, from what Emmett and or Snot said. It would be a whole addition to the game. At the time they did say nothing has been decided, but I think it would be the scale of Factorio Space Thingy DLC. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Respawn, but I'm perhaps what I'm trying to say is there's a money-making thing that they could do. I think something like a whole addition to the game is another $15 or $30. Not, I think for $1 and $2 you could get little things like skins and all that sort of stuff. But who knows? That's just my suggestions that could be possible. Wouldn't be surprised if Satisfactory 1.1 had more decorative stuff, as well as hopefully more logic. Could be, who knows? Who knows? Well, you know, I know there's something that's waiting to come out. I don't know if you've seen it. You could, as a particular content creator on YouTube, you might let me find them there. They're hold on, I think I've got a button here. Oh, look at that. And I don't know if you've seen this video I've created recently. Videos. currently my Sons of the Forest one. The build gun leaks. Discovered in the 1.0 release. Unreleased build gun skins and trinkets. Yes, there's more than just one of each. How do you think these came into my possession? Well, actually, I've had them since the 1.0 release. However, I only just realised 5 months later that I've been sitting on this leak the whole time. You see, when 1.0 was released, I downloaded the press kit, a publicly available resource available from Coffee Stain. It's actually a Google Drive location, and from within Google Drive I downloaded the whole 1.0 press kit folder and its subfolders. At the time I was after the logo for my thumbnails, but I downloaded the whole thing as it has lots of little useful icons which are great for content creation. Anyways, I was thinking of creating a thumbnail for a video I've been working on that had the golden nut trinket, and while I was in that folder looking for that image, I discovered the goat trinket. Now, I've not seen this in the game, even after completing a full 1.0 playthrough, and an internet search doesn't reveal anything either. Clearly, it's related to Goat Simulator, and perhaps it'll be released in the future for something like April Fools, or maybe as a reward linked to Goat Simulator Remastered. I'm only guessing here because as I'm making this video, the trinket image in the press kit on Google Drive is no longer there. I downloaded the press kit on the 17th of September, which is about a week after the 1.0 release. So clearly, at some point, someone at Coffee Stain realised this and removed it from the press kit. And it's only because I downloaded and kept a copy for later use that I've been unintentionally sitting on this leaked image. So was that the only thing that accidentally got leaked? Well, no, there's a couple more things. Firstly, while this quartz trinket is still in the press kit, I've not seen it myself, so I'm not sure if it's something you find in the game. A search of the internet doesn't reveal anything useful either. Now, there is a third trinket that's no longer in the press kit. However, after some research, I'm confident it's related to a member of the Coffee Stain Studios team. I've decided here not to reveal it, as they may not know about it, and I would hate to be the one person that spoils it for them before it gets officially released. Trinkets aside, there's also 2 skins for the build gun that are now missing from the press kit. There is the neon skin. This one has a coloured ring around the top button and also some illuminated lines around the side. There is also the worn skin. This one looks like a tool that's been heavily used over time. And that's all there is to it. Hopefully we'll see these trinkets and skins appear in a future update. There you go, folks. Shock horror. Yeah, I was pretty stunned when I came across that. I thought, oh wow. And it just, yeah, discovered it. I reckon I have, we will see. Well, I would assume that it's actually
You just gotta follow.
Thank you,
in the
Dotama, for
code.
the follow.
I would assume that's actually in the game right now, and you have to simply find out a way to unlock it. Maybe they're sitting in, the trinkets are sitting in the actual, the trinkets I think they could be found in the game somewhere. Maybe they're sitting in a hidden location. Maybe. But the skins, well, I suppose the helmet is something you find somewhere in the game. You find one of the helmets in the cave, so they could be somewhere in the game still. So I'm just checking this is, it's not lined up on the side that I want it to be. It needs to be, oh yeah, it is. Yeah, all right. All right, so this, I don't need to bring this power along because it is for the water extractor, so we'll need it. But I have it over there as well. We'll deal with that in a minute. Let's just get this built. You thought would be the best person to ask about things to find on the map, the save file guru? Yeah. I may or may not have already spoken to him. Who knows? So I'm going to mirror this. So this is going to be the back side. Assume always makes an ass out of you and me. That is true. You're not wrong there. So one there, one there. What about if we had catwalk separating? You guys back and talk about backsides again. Wow. Tickle me sideways. Yeah, let's do this. I like this. I'm gonna have them back to back. We'll have some aesthetic to it. I'll leave this about here. The actual generators will start here. So 1, 2, 3. I need 4. I'll need 5. Pretty sure. And then, so I'm going to put this the back side. So yeah, it'll be there, and then yeah, that looks pretty good. Probably I'll get these. Alright, how's this going? 24 and 23. Take a long time to saturate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 9. So let's, I don't want all this, I don't need it. Rightio. It's a bit dark out. Alright, we're going to leave them isolated so we can just monitor them as they come up. Now we're just going to do the 3-way split, and I only need to do yeah, we'll do them at that height. So we're going to have I think it's 4. Space right. I'm getting blueprints soon, don't you worry. That one. So I'm going to do all these as Mark 1 belts. So it's on. Then this one here. This is the central one. Then I'll have these are my supporting ones. So that'll be, they're all going to be Mark 1 belts coming in. And that will go to there. That goes to there. Supporting belt there. And then this here, I will have this foundation. Now, this is the downside of the half. This is no quarter, but you can, like, for instance, do nudge it in halfway. Sorts that out, and then so then this is going to come in. So it needs to be and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 to there. Yeah, actually that's nice. And this will go. That's coming in here. That should. Now, so that here I could go up like that, and then that should not long enough. Put the next one. Oops. Well, that's a bad. Oh, maybe I'm just scared. No. Go over here. It's a bad place to fall in. I think what I'll do is that's a bit nicer. Well, what would... Let's go to the other side of the mushroom, say here. And then we can do that one. And then that will hook up there. Okay, so these are still going to be clocked at the same rate. Down clocked. I don't know if anyone else has problems pasting. Maybe it's my macro. See, it doesn't always paste. See, that macro worked and it didn't work. Then Control V, I had to do it twice to get it to work. That was the macro. No. No, that's the 88%. I want to put my supports in. So part of this build is everything looking supported. they're supported by the splitter. Okay, now I just need to do the pipes, and they'll be done identically. Oh, I didn't do the aesthetic look on the other one. We'll go back and do that while we wait for it to wind up. How's this going? 31 and 32. Hey, I mean, it's working. Definitely working. It's just going to take a while to saturate. So this is now, I remember this is not going to work if they're I've actually got to, I've screwed all this up. These have all got to be this. That high. It's different to the one I did previously because I didn't have all of these underneath. I'm going to go through and build it all, and then I'll pipe it afterwards. Systematically. It's quicker when you can do things one after the other after the other. That's the one thing the blueprints change in the game was it stopped a lot of this redoing stuff over and over and over. Delete. It's another thing I'd like to unlock soon. Yeah, that's totally what I wanted. Alright, so now that's perfect. No, that's not what I wanted. On that one. I'm gonna have to do this on all of them as well. Hold on, no, it's direction, pipe direction. Was on the vertical that way? Right. I do it this way? No. Do it this way? No, okay. going to be a lot of these. Oh, that's my look. That's what I signed up for. Make sure I'm getting that right before I commit to it all. Yep. So let's just run this along. Put the other two splitters down. There's one here. Yep, I'm going to get rid of all this now. Alright, so just got to put down I think that's where straight pipes are going to be a big winner in the community. Right, yeah. So then I think there will be fine. And then our water extractor. And then that to there. Perfect. So the next one. Gonna click. I can change that belt position. It's an aesthetic belt to make it look like there's support. So I'll have to do it. Well, it won't matter on that side, so I can leave that there. Another water extractor. One. You don't change the clock rate of these; they stay as is. this cable. I think I will run it in separate. We can change it later. With some steel beams and other architectural stuff. For the moment, I think oh yeah, okay. That makes sense. In that case, from here right, so that needs power. So it's the power for the water extractors. I've got the water extractors all hooked up. All the generators are hooked up. The coal's hooked up. I've just got to power on the... Let's build a lookout ladder so we can observe. This is enough. So we'll come back a bit more. It definitely took a lot longer to build that one compared to the manifold setup. However, the time it will take for it to come alive will be the reward. There we go, we can see everything as it comes in. Let's go and power it on, get the coal here and rock and roll. And before we start, 38 and 38, that's where they're up to in their saturation. Now these ones will take a lot longer to saturate, but power should be almost instant. Within 5 minutes we should have stable power. Oh, I blew a power. Okay, so what happened there is, apart from scaring everyone in chat, was I needed to allocate another one of these dedicated coal generators to that power circuit just for the water extractors and miners. So if I go over here, I'm going to go so I'm actually going to get rid of that. Let's connect that one to there. I'm going to delete this power pole, hook it to there. So now I have this extra power capacity. And obviously in my other power network I just reduced a bit of power off it because I took away one of them. Morgantic with the 250 bits. Yeah, I just happened to look at chat as it happened, Morgantic. Nice, I like it. You've been hanging out for that one. Thank you very much for your 250 bits and for scaring everyone. Rightio. So now that's running.
Thank you, Morgan 1C, for the 250 bits.
Tell you what, the audio levels in my ear are identical. Like, it's not like I go, oh, that's the sound because I've got it from the bits. I've got the audio good, so if I wasn't looking at chat, I would have just shit myself. Alright, so coal, well, water extractors, they're already spinning up. Coal is already making its way down. So this is it. How long will we see constant black smoke? I'm going to say, I'm going to make a note now. We that in there. Go. That's good, actually. I'm pretty happy. I'm glad I realised I still had one of these coal power setups to go, because it let me demonstrate this, and also I'm getting the extra power I need to be able to do all of to fully disconnect the green power and the solid biofuel, and get stuck into the steel production in the next episode and not worry about it. Now, what you'll notice with this coming in now is obviously the 3 middle coal generators are going to start up sooner than the outer 3 sets, mainly because it takes longer for the coal to get over to there before it splits out 3 ways. As you can see, you've got little bits going left and right. Is that middle one just started up? So the middle set is going to get a nice even amount of power straight away. But as soon as these outer ones start getting their split, they'll start powering on. You can see in there the other 2 have just lit up. Can I deconstruct from here? I can. So still like not buffering much because they're all taking fuel. But we've got lights going on. So now it's just the outer ones. So right away, even though they don't have full buffers, we've got a solid 594 megawatts of power. And it will actually be quite a long time before the buffer actually fills, if ever, because of a load balance setup where it's feeding in constantly and being consumed constantly, but there's been no drop in the graph, and that's taken from when I turned it on to now just under 4 minutes. Morgantic buffer, hardly know it. Yeah. We go out to some of these other ones here, because it's constantly being fed See, this one, it's right on the line of it gets one and then it consumes it straight away, and then it gets one and it consumes it. It's only because I am feeding. We had 13.2 coal needed for each one. We've got 9 of them. That's 118.8. I've got 120 coming out of the miner. So very slowly over a long time, the buffer will start to take. I think. But it's going to be a very long time. Whereas with the manifold setup, the first one will be the first one to fully fill up, and then the second one, and then the third one, and so on. Morgantic, perfect sync makes my brain happy. I understand, Morgantic. Your mesobrain. Neurodivergent brain happy. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. That's just what I like about this manifold setups. It's all working straight away. It's a little bit more if there was, for some reason, if I started tapping coal off that belt for some other reason, stupidly, then there's going to be failures straight away. They're going to start to go down because they're just not getting fed enough. Anyway, if you wanted to actually overcome that, what you could do is, if you disconnect the power cable from the coal generator, it'll stop producing power, and it will start filling up. So you could build it this way and let them all fill up, and then turn it on, and then connect all the connectors. Gigantic, if I don't get fed enough, I start failing straight away too. This is true, Morgantic. Now I can just join these two together. So if I bring that one up to here, that power on my grid. So now I don't have any solid biomass hooked up. I'm now making 1600 megawatts. My maximum is 912. So I've got about a 700 megawatt headroom. That'll be heaps for my steel production lines that we're going to set up in the next episode. I'm really happy that I was able to get all that coal power done today and demonstrated the way I thought that I had planned. That's nice. Let's go back. Thanks for the lurk, Morgantic. Enjoy your lunch. Go back to base and we will finish up for the day. I'm pretty stoked with what we've achieved today. Nice amount of healthy power, stable power. No more biomass runs. So what I'm going to do is there's a 0.9 megawatt draw in this setup, and it'll be from it's not using, is it from this? Well, that was, okay, that was 0.2. So those machines there, okay, so any machine apart from those, yep, it's only these though. So all of these, I reckon, yeah, they're all consuming a very small amount of power. And I'll probably take the power slugs out at some point too, because I'm going to have another use for them. I'll leave one of them on for that very small power draw. I need to leave that one on. Yeah. That'll just trickle away. I wonder if we can see the hole from up the top. Nope. I can just see the tops of some of the generators over there. So yeah, no factory building today, but power building, and what a good result. Wow, today's achievement: the floor is lava. Avoid touching the ground for 30 minutes. Wonder when that was. Was I on top of things? Maybe it was when I was watching the power. Maybe, yeah. I suppose, if I was on foundations above the water, I assume that's technically not the ground. So yeah, maybe. Anyway, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. What a great episode today. We got our coal power up and running. It was about 1800 megawatts of power. 3 generators were set aside for dedicated power production for the water extractors and the miners. So that's been really good. I'm glad we got that sorted out and running. Next episode, we're going to get stuck into steel, because once we get steel running, we can get those Mark III belts. We can start we can upgrade that power as well, upgrade our miners once we get the Mark II miner, so we can double the output of all that coal power setup with some overclocking. So that'll be good. That's another thing I want to demonstrate specifically with these setups I've done. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, thanks very much for hanging out, everyone. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.